Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Uma and I'm from the Instructional and Digital Learning Division, Department of Polytechnic and Community College Education, Ministry of Higher Education, Putrajaya, Malaysia. So welcome to the FlipTech online only teaching that works in 2020 conference, and the topic that I'm going to share about is lesson planning for online problem centered flip class. Okay. First question is how to plan well when teaching online. I think the key is to be a passionate educator, use a learning management system and a communication platform together, especially where when you have issues of low bandwidth. I think a communication platform really helps us to deliver our lessons, and a learning management system helps us to organize and store the materials online. Prepare your content or curate existing content. Try to choose the best material you can for your student. Put the artifacts in place. And remember, you're facilitating your students to learn. You may want to use existing videos from video repositories, or you may want to create your own screencasts, your PowerPoints, or your Google Slides, embed them into audios, or get a record your step-by-step tutorials, or your problem-solving steps, Use the interactive whiteboard like Jamboard to create materials, or you may want to just use PDFs or articles online, or maybe audio clips, You may want to create short videos. You may also want to create interactive videos, which you may want to embed audio clips, narrations, questions, notes, images, or you may want to use quizzes or Google Forms to create quizzes. More importantly is get yourself organized, plan. You can't just wing it. Next, plan as a team, get a teaching buddy, especially if you are new to the subject matter, link to another educator and work together, especially someone who knows their stuff, get a teaching buddy. Also, plan out for misconceptions your students might have, because or maybe others may not know. So make support videos, short video clips to address common misconceptions in that content area. You may want to embed these audio files into even worksheets that you're going to send your students to do independently. For example, hey guys, I know you're going to struggle with this because everyone does. Now don't forget to look up for this, this kind of short support materials. You may also want to use screencasting apps, or embed notes into quizzes, into online videos, and to make them into interactive videos. Also plan the tasks which you may want them to do it in a group, or tasks that you want them to do individually. Again, set up ahead of time, get students to come up with their own content, set up learning communities, sequence tasks from simple to complex, chunk materials. The shorter the video, the better it is. Have clear expectations and tell your students how to achieve the expectation. In the first week of the semester, explain to them how many quizzes they have to do, how many assignments, get that clear during the orientation session. Also set your ground rules, the online behaviors, the do's and the don'ts, like mute all, or hands up, what are your ethics when you chat, how are you going to use annotations. Also, to maintain your sanity, set online office hours, and be strict about that. Also, prepare yourself, using, in terms of technology, get a good webcam, your students can see you, get strong internet, a good mic, multiple monitors. Again, the success of your flip class depends on the alignment of what you want students to accomplish before, during, and after. So lesson plans actually shows how each activity or task relates to the objectives of the learning outcomes, and how much time is planned for each activity, and how the activities will flow together using suitable resources or media. So firstly, identify the different phases of instruction. I have a framework that you may want to follow. Also identify what are the learning objectives for each phase of instruction. What are the important concepts you want them to cover during these phases of instruction? Plan the sequence of the lesson engagingly, curate resources or media, gather real-world activities from experts, gather the tasks, the procedural tasks, the steps, yeah, use screencasts or record videos, get problem-solving scenarios from experts, yeah, or get an invited panel from the industry as a guest in your class. How are you plan also? How are you going to assess your students' understanding? Create a realistic timeline. Get students to reflect at the end of the lesson. Get them to accept tickets. Get them to answer Madia's point. Or maybe prepare a portfolio. Using the Bloom's taxonomy, remember the lower levels, get them to do the easy stuff, and the hard stuff is done in the application and analyze activities, and activities that requires them to evaluate and create are usually the harder stuff, where they need to actually produce something, generate something, design something. All right, so these are the different phases of instruction in an online problem-centered flipped class. For before class, get them to, the phases of instruction are activation, demonstration, application. During live teaching sessions, activation, demonstration or modeling, and then application. And after live teaching sessions, integration, articulation, and reflection. So let's look at these phases one by one. Before class sessions, which can be conducted asynchronously using LMS or a communication platform if you have low bandwidth, students with low bandwidth. During activation phase, get them to recall or relate knowledge of past experiences, images, or videos. Get them to do polls, surveys, or word clouds. During demonstration phase, get them to watch videos, presentation videos, instructional videos that you may want to create using screencasting softwares. Get them to, assign them reading materials, from PDFs or any articles. Get them to even maybe listen to audio clips of experts or tasks, yeah, and then or videos, yeah. And then during application, get them to complete tasks. For example, interactive video quizzes. I would suggest Puzzle, because you can actually use an existing video and embed audio clips, notes or images into the existing video and make it an interactive video. So this is actually a gatekeeper exercise. Yeah. So you make sure your students come prepared for during your live teaching sessions. We also want to give them a Kahoot quiz or get them to answer questions on quizzes or on Google Forms. During live teaching sessions, this may be conducted on Google Meet, on Zoom, Microsoft Teams, depending on what platform is available to you. Again, activation is for you to do your check-in with them, review your before class tasks, review previous lessons, using Poll Everywhere, Mentimeter, or Padlet. Get them to answer quizzes on Kahoot, quizzes on Google Forms, and then create feedback videos. Give them feedback on their progress. Show them leaderboard. Show them the achievement chart. Inspire them to actually come prepared for your live teaching sessions. During live teaching sessions, you may want them to watch instructional videos with you, or lectures, online lectures with you, or you may get them to watch videos on how you wanna, or you may want to show them step by step on how to solve certain tasks together. Again, you may want to record these screencasts, or you may want them to actually do it with you on an interactive whiteboard, depending. Finally, get them to, get them into groups for you to do small group discussions. Get them to solve problems which are caused by mistakes and troubleshooting problems. Get them to work on Padlets together, or get them to work on a Google Docs together or a Google Slides together, so that they can work collaboratively to solve certain tasks. And this can be done during live teaching sessions. During live teaching sessions, for hands-on practical aspects, again, you can meet them on Google Meet, Zoom, or Microsoft Teams. Again, so activation is similar, using Poll Everywhere or Mentimeter. Review your before class tasks, revise previous lessons using quizzes, create feedback videos, show progress, leaderboard, achievement charts, and then You may want to demonstrate on some hands-on practical tasks and model the examples and non-examples, or the good practices versus the bad practices. Show them the problem-solving process which is involved in solving the task. Again, this can be done using videos, existing videos, or screencasts videos on Google Slides, or on interactive videos, or on interactive whiteboards such as Jamboard. Get them to discuss this and solve problems. So for hands-on practical problems, I think get them to solve problems which are caused by changes in situations, or decision-making problems maybe. Yeah, again, establish what tasks can be done in a group space and what tasks can be done in individual space. Get them to use applications such as VoiceThread, Flipgrid, Jamboard, or get them to actually record their own audios using their smartphones, or maybe work collaboratively on Google Docs or Google Slides or Google Sheets, or get them to create a poster on Canva. And after live teaching sessions, this may be conducted asynchronously or synchronously depending on the situation. Get them to, this is the integration or exploration phase, get them to solve more advanced problems, get them to solve design problems, and also follow-up activities that they want to explore. You may want them to watch other videos, you know, on TED Talks and Crash Course or Khan Academy on YouTube or Numberphile, or get them to read materials. Also, get them to present, you know, in groups. So this, they may want to, this is when the student-generated content comes in, where you may want them to actually create their own YouTube videos or their own screencast videos or short videos using Filmora, or maybe Google Slides or Flipgrid, you know, or interactive whiteboards using Jamboard. Reflection, get them to complete reflective assessments to reflect on what they have learned through reading materials, watching videos, reading references, and the experiences gained. So again, this can be done in a group space using Padlet or VoiceThread, or you may want them to be individually on Flipgrid, on Jamboard, or maybe just get them to record their reflections using you know, their own smartphone, using the voice recorder app on their smartphones. Or maybe you want them to fill up a reflective form on Google Docs. So this is an example of how I would actually train other lecturers at Malaysian polytechnics and community colleges to actually structure their lessons using the different phases of instructions I mentioned to you. So, you know, for activation, demonstration, application, integration, reflection, these are the phases that they need to know. When they plan a lesson, you need to know what's your role as an instructor, or what are the steps you need to know, or what things you need to prepare. What are the materials, resources, or media that you need? Put them all in your LMS. If you're doing this on your LMS, you know, make sure there are links to these materials or resources. So if you're using Google Classroom, you may want to, you know, the moment you put these materials inside your Google Classroom, the materials are already on Google Drive. And if you're delivering content on Telegram, also you may want to create another group, you know, a secret group where you may want to put the materials on Telegram itself. Yeah. So establish what other platforms you're going to use, what are the tools, what are the equipment or applications you're going to use for these different phases of instruction. More importantly, how long are you going to take for each phase? That's very important for you to actually plan your online lessons. Again, as I said, you need to get planned. You can't just wing it. So this is an example of how I would get other lecturers to actually plan their lessons. So I think that's all that I would like to share on you know, planning for an online problem-centered flipped classroom. Thank you again. So I'll see you during the discussion session on July 14th, I think, or July 13th. Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.